Hello and good morning, everyone, for a Palazzo Fantasy Baseball podcast. Two L's, two Z's. I'm late. I am late, but it's all good. It's a beautiful Sunday here. NFL season first week starts today. Uh, but I am happy to be here. I'm Britton Allan, your host today. As you can see, it is just me. Mike VA is off doing his wedding anniversary things. And so I'll be talking to you today. But I was like, so much has happened this past weekend. And I know football starting and college football and the Vols, yes, are exciting. But I wanted to get on today to uh, talk about the Fab players that I'm picking up. And because it's like obviously, it's coming down to the wire. I mean, we've got less than a month left, so many players to pick up, so many things are happening. It's like down to the nitty gritty. And although my fantasies about winning TGFBI have literally gone down the tube. A month ago I was in like 15th place. Now I'm like 27th. I'm like, oh, darn it. What happened? I don't know what happened. I don't think it was so much my team. It was just other teams moving up and bumping me down. I was like, it happens. Like this week, I started Justin Steele, and he got put on the IL, and the pitcher's lock on Monday morning or whatever. So I had an empty spot there, empty spot here, and I'm like, oh, boo hoo, what am I going to do? But anyway, so it is September the 8th. It's time for the tough to get going. I'm very excited to be here. Let's check with the chat to see who's hanging out. And man, if you're hanging out, if you're watching a fantasy baseball podcast in the heart of the NFL season, first off, bless you. Thank you very much. You're one of my people because you're crazy about baseball just like me. So I'm so excited. Yeah, it's crazy because like you think at this point, like I just want to cruise. Like I just, I'm tired of it. Like I've been working it all season, since April. I just want to can I just kind of cruise out? Like, no, you cannot cruise out because everybody else is cruising out. So now's the time to talk about Fab and get your Fab bids in. And I'm going to show you exactly in all my NFBC leagues. Like it's weird. It's okay. So like NFBC draft champions, I've got I think 4 teams, and these aren't Fab teams, but I still have like roster decisions to make in the lineups lock and all that. Now I'm like fourth, fifth, third, and I'm like, I'm so close to being in the money in these leagues. Like, why can't I just? I was like, why can't I just make it? But we'll see if we can help that a little bit because injured players are coming back. Shout out Mike VA, Kyle effing Tucker is back. He got activated off the 60-day IL. He had a shin bruise. He had a shin break. I don't know, but he's back. He didn't play the other day. He DH'd 4th day off, and we'll see what happens. But you can't not say. I mean, if you drafted Kyle Tucker, 6th overall, like you're playing him, and just let the chips fall where they may. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it is. But anyway, we'll get to all of that. Let's go to the chat and see what everybody's up to. And again, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy. Let's take a look. First, Mr. Coffee. Ooh, speaking of which. So delicious, Nespresso, not a sponsor. Well, I want you to be a sponsor. I love you. Britton, thanks so much for your Connor Norby recommendation. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that worked out. Dropped Marcus Semien with your help, and Norby has been great. Hey, thank you for the shout out, Mr. Coffee, Mr. James Coffee. Yeah, Connor Norby was my number one pickup. That dude batting leadoff for the Marlins. He's talented. He's going to hit. I'm glad it worked out. Marcus Semien, great player, obviously, but he has been in a funk, and not the good funk, not the funkadelic funk, like the bad funk. Like, like in just a downward spiral of maybe he's injured or something. But yeah, it's like we say, Mr. Coffee, James Coffee, carpe diem. I can't. If this was in May and Marcus Simeon's in a funk, who cares? You ride it out. It ain't May. No, no, no. It is time to produce right now. I'm glad that worked out for you. Thank you for being here, James Coffee. Hey, that's the man, the myth, the Eddie Buzz. What's up, Mr. Buzz? Hello, Britton. I said this last week. I'll say it again. My teams have all this shit. I hear you. But, what do you do? Like, not all, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Sometimes the players that have been doing well work out, sometimes they don't. Jose Tena, all these kind of off the wall players that we talk about. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But you just got to keep moving along. I'm done with baseball for this season. I hear you. I hear you. I wish you the best, Eddie Buzz. But baseball's done. Football is starting. We got a big lineup today, obviously. I love fantasy football. I'm in one league with my friends from college. I went to UT, University of Tennessee. I don't know if I mentioned that or mention it so much that it's annoying, but one or the other. But I'm excited today. I'm matched up with one of my pledge brothers from the frat, Kirby. F-U, Kirby. I'm winning today. I can't believe I just said FU. That was really not appropriate, but whatever. Anyway, so fantasy football starts up today. I hear you. Sometimes it's just your teams aren't doing good. Injuries. Like I have teams with Ronald Acuna. I have teams with Kyle Tucker. Like those didn't go great. You know what I mean? I've got a team with Spencer Strider. If you lose your first round pick, sometimes it's just time to move on. Get ready for the next season. I personally start drafting in November. Like that's kind of coming up for next year. Like players I want to target, like Pete Crow Armstrong. I'm going to be all over that dude. But we can get to all that. Plus the whole Oakland athletics thing, like Lawrence Butler's breakout this year, which is nuts. He's had like, other than Aaron Judge, he's had like the most home runs since July 1st. Lawrence Butler. Yeah, he didn't get drafted anywhere. He's going to get drafted next year, though. And he's going to be drafted high, too, because they're playing in San Antonio. Long ramble short, Mr. Buzz. Great to see you, my friend. Let's see. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. It is a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. And what's funny about all this? So here we are in I would call them it's not even dog days of summer anymore. I mean, we are in the final stretch. Let's see if we can pick up some players. So what I was thinking, just to knock it off the back, like Kyle Tucker, like you have to start Kyle Tucker if he's been sitting on your bench all year and you've been looking at it like this. You've been looking at like. Oh, like he got a bruise back in like June the 1st or something. And man, let me tell you, he's your first round pick. And he was killing it in the first couple months of the season on his, 30-30 or even better. Like he was on the runway ready to take off. And then that weird injury popped up. What do you do? I mean, no one's complaining or anything, but it's just one of those things you got to deal with. So, do you start Kyle Tucker coming back? 100%. I don't see any way around it. Like he's just too talented. You have to start Kyle Tucker. And I'm not and my philosophy isn't old guys coming off IL, but these are professional athlete. Like their mindset is different than me, who wants to drink coffee and eat donuts. Like these players are driven not just for money, but also just like you didn't get to the major leagues just like, oh, I want to make a ton of money. Obviously, that's part of it, but you get there based on talent and drive and everything that's been ingrained in you since day one, right? So So that's why I think you have to start Kyle Tucker, even if he takes off a day or two. Even if he does, like that's just the price of doing business. If he's going to bat fourth DH in the Houston Astros lineup, and it looks like that's what's happening. If he's going to do that, and yes, he'll have a day off here or there, you have to start him. You just have to. So that's my opinion. If you have another opinion, let me know. Love to discuss it. I think it's because I mean, like we said, we're down in you're either in the head-to-head playoffs or you're down in the nitty-gritty with your draft and hold leagues or your ESPN 10-team leagues. Like if you're in a 10-team league, ESPN, and Kyle Tucker's been in your aisle, you're putting him in. I think you have to. I mean, you rode with him. You're in what, sixth place or something, or fifth place? Yeah, you got to do it. So let's go, Kyle Tucker. Another player that's kind of reminiscent to that for me is Trevor Story. And so Trevor Story, obviously, he was the shortstop extraordinaire for Colorado, got traded to Boston, hasn't done a darn thing, been injured, but Trevor Story isn't the type of player, and I don't know him personally, but reading things and like interviews and stuff like that, he's not Anthony Rendon. Like he's not happy or satisfied with just getting his money and then being like, "Will I play today? I don't know. How do I feel? How am I feeling?" That's not how Trevor Story's made up. Like he's like a gamer that wants to help his team. Activated off the 60-day IL. So Trevor Story is another one of those talented veterans that I think is just, going to go all out to try to, earn his way back into, the lineup and in the team and all that situation. I know contracts are guaranteed, but he's just not made up like a sit back and relax type of dude. So I think those are the two. Excuse me, the two pickups this week. Obviously, if Kyle Tucker's on, if somebody got sick of him and was like, he's not coming back this year. I don't care. Kyle Tucker's number one. Trevor Story's number two. Let's see what the chat people say. What up, everyone? It's just me today. Shout out Mike VA with his wedding anniversary. Man, let me tell you, as a married man myself, you gotta put priorities first. As much as we love baseball, your wedding anniversary stuff goes first, obviously. So congrats, Mike V. Let's take a look. Who's here? Oh, here we go. Uncle Ted, Nathan Lukes. I love that. God, every week, Uncle Ted brings that sneaky, solid starter. Like it was Jose Tena. I think also, wasn't it Andre Chaparro also with the Nats, the DH? He hit a home run the other day too. Anyway, Uncle Ted is always bringing the great names. Nathan Lukes. Let's take a look here. Oh, Pistol RX is in the house. Yes. Thank you for being here so much. The man, the myth, the gentleman. Oh my goodness. I know, but look, hey, thank y'all for showing up. I know it's football. I know it's football day. I know it's 11 o'clock. The games are about to start. Everybody's going nuts for football. I totally get it. Appreciate you. Thank you all for being here. It is so much fun. And I too have like start sit decisions to make too. We won't get into fantasy football. That's obviously you're not here for that, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Everybody wants to start off the week on the right foot, All right. Eddie says, "Gentlemen, he's got to run." I totally get it, my friend. Thank you for showing up and giving a shout out. Always a pleasure. I wish you the best. Let's take a look at TM here. I have a bye next week. Excellent. Should I keep Springs? Place on IL with elbow issue, might be back to start, might not even return. I don't think you do. I think you got to let it go. I think you got to go pick up Reed Detmers. I think you pick up Reed Detmers, and I know his schedule isn't great, but I don't care. There isn't another pitcher out there, I don't think, in my opinion, that can, and I know they're on a 6-man rotation and we're down, but one good start, He is the type of talent. Can he blow up? Oh yeah, of course he can. But can he not? He can go 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs against any team. He's literally got that kind of stuff. That's what he can do. Can he get blown up? Yep. Oh yeah. They can all get blown up. Like if you drafted Corbin Burns, are you that excited to start him? Of course not. And I'm not saying Reed Detmer is Corbin Burns, but yeah, no, it's just at this point, like you got to get Ks, you got to get ratios, you got to do all that. And you're just looking for the chance. You're just looking for, is there a chance this player can do well? And Reed Detmers, yeah, he can throw no hitter. He can throw no hitter. 100% he could. So I would pick up Reed. I would drop Jeff Springs and pick up um, uh, uh, my boy Reed Detmers. Yeah, we're BFFs. Yeah, so cool. Hey, look who's here, B Henny. What up, man? I lost my championship. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, congratulations for being in the championship. A lot of teams wish they were in the championship. First year playing, and I really appreciate everybody's help. Hey, B Henny, look, we really appreciate you too. You couldn't be nicer. Thank you for hanging out. Every time I see your name pop up, I'm happy about it. I really appreciate you. Hey, you lost, but it happens. You're in contention, dude. That's all I can say. I love it. You know who's not in contention? NC State. See you never, NC State. Let's go, Vols. Why am I bringing that up? No reason. All right, B Henny. I hope you stick around for a couple more episodes. I'm not going anywhere, for better or for worse. I'm not going anywhere. I'm riding this bad boy out. I am Thelma and Mike V. Louise. We're driving off the cliff in the convertible. Harvey Keitel's running after us. Why is he running? What are you going to do? Stop the car? No, just let it go. So we're just riding off the cliff till the end of the season, and then discuss at the end of the season what we got right. Lawrence Butler, what we got wrong. Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker was a big Mike V and Britton, and I'll speak for him too. He would admit this, but man, we talked up Kyle Tucker all season. It was like preseason. It was like he's 27. He's been with the Astros his entire career. He's played hundreds of games in Houston. He's comfortable, blah, blah, blah. He's a 30-30 guy, like guaranteed. Like I picked him over Julio Rodriguez. I probably picked him over Shohei Ohtani. That was wrong, but that's what I did. But he was up in that like top 5 for me. He really was. So, I believed in it and it didn't work out. So that's just how sometimes it works. So those teams where I picked him in the first round, they're not doing great, and it's not just because of him; it's because of some other things too. But yeah, we sometimes we get it wrong, sometimes we get it right. But let's see, what if Kyle Tucker just goes nuts these past couple weeks? Kind of like, do y'all remember when Alberto Mondesi had like the craziest last month? I think it was like in COVID, like 2020, 2021, something like that, and just went bonkers like the last month of the year and I had some teams with him, and it just like shot up like a GameStop stock for like no reason. Yeah, like I don't know. But anyway, long story short, hey, thanks, man. Thank you, B Henny, for being here. It's been a pleasure. Please don't go anywhere. Hang out, and we'll talk a little bit more baseball. I know it's football season, but we're going to talk a little bit more baseball. We are going to talk Kyle Tucker coming back. We're going to talk. We need to talk about, speaking of like, players like Trevor Story, Kyle Tucker. Do y'all know who the new Yankees closer is? Like Clay Holmes has been getting blown up. You know who got the save the other day for Yankees? Luke Dream Weaver might be the new closer for the New York Yankees. Can you believe it? I think he is. I think Luke Weaver, if you are, you know, looking at your categories, looking at everything, and you're like, man, I've got a Bednar, you got to drop Bednar, and you're like, oh, Aroldis Chapman's been taken. Like Luke Weaver may pick up some saves from here on out for the New York Yankees. Talk about a blast from the past. Y'all remember Luke Weaver? He was a starter for the Cardinals for the little while. Let's go back to the chat, see what's up. Great call on Herder. He actually had to win the other day. He looked pretty good for the Detroit Tigers. Brant Herder. Let's stop. Just heard him. All right. Pistol RX. Great, you made it to the championship first year. That's exactly right. Supportive. I love these people. Look. Hey, look. A lot of that is Uncle Ted with his great shout outs. Jose Tena has been nice. Grant McCray went off last night. Yes, he did. Good call, Grant McKay. And Jose Tena has been solid too. It's just one of those things. Like he's going to play third base every day for the Nats. And if you're looking for that sneaky start, like if your corner was Ryan Mountcastle or I don't know some corner that's gotten hurt, Jose Tena has been a godsend, and that's 100% because of Uncle Ted bringing the heat, bringing the thunder. All right, let's take a look here. Thoughts on picking up? What's up, Mike? Thoughts on picking up Nick Martinez, Adam Oler. I like Adam Oler, but he plays for the Marlins is my problem. Or Jeff Hoffman. We do best of 7 in the playoffs. Wow. I mean, I got to go Nick Martinez. He's been on the up and up. I would say, or Jeff Hoffman. I've got a thing about Jeff Hoffman. He's a reliever for the Philadelphia Phillies. What do you guys think? And Brant Herder. Brent Herder had an opener the other day, and I don't even know if I can't remember the opener's name for the Detroit Tigers, but he lasted like 2 outs. I don't know if he made it out of the first inning. And then they brought in Brent Herder, who proceeded to go 5 innings and get the win. The Brent Herder is like a 6'6" lefty, middle reliever for the Tigers, but through injuries and stuff, like he's kind of been pushed into a more prominent role. And I like Brant Herder. So we'll see what he does on the next turn, but I would go Nick Martinez, Herder, Hoffman, and then Adam Oler. I don't really know, but I don't know, man. But players for the Marlins, it's kind of weird. All right, let's see what's hey, look who's here. The official Palazzo podcast network is that Mr. Govia. What's up? First Pitch Arizona. Does anybody go to First Pitch Arizona? It's a fantasy baseball symposium that's in Mesa, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix. It's right around like the Arizona Fall League. Like they have games in Glendale, and these are all suburbs of Phoenix, which is huge, obviously, but Peoria and stuff like that. So every year, Baseball HQ does this, fantasy baseball or baseball. It's called First Pitch Arizona, and it's these seminars where you go to and you meet all these people, and you just hang out with a bunch of fantasy baseball guys. Like I'll be there. This is my 3rd year, and I went like a couple years ago. I'd never heard of it before, but then getting into fantasy baseball and fantasy baseball podcasts like Bubba and the Bloom is one of my favorites. Ryan Bloomfield and Casey Bubba, 2 great guys, and I met them out in Arizona, and it's weird. It's like, and it's not weird, but 2 years ago, like I just went by myself. I mean, I got a ticket, a plane ticket. I got, I signed up for it online, and I showed up in Phoenix, Arizona. Went to the hotel and went to the stuff, and it was so great. I absolutely loved it. I'll never forget one of my first memories. First Pitch. They have like all these like Eno Saris and all these famous fantasy baseball people, giving all these talks and seminars about what's new in fantasy baseball. And you're just with hundreds of people, and everybody's cool and everybody's nice. And if you want to go to the seminars, great. If you want to go to the Arizona Fall League games, which is what I love, where the Chicago Cubs play, their spring training games is literally connected to the hotel, the Sheraton in Mesa, where all this stuff is going on. So you just walk over there, and you just, it's all the fees are, a part of the program, and you just walk in there and you show them your ticket, and you're like, all right, but anyway, long story short, I remember one time I was walking out of the hotel, and there's Justin Mason, the sleeper in the bus. And I met Paul Sporer out there too. Just everybody's really nice. It's weird, it's so much fun how everybody's really cool. Did not have in 3 years, did not have a single, even remotely not great experience. Like no one was ever like, anything but nice. I guess is a long way to say it. And it was, everybody wants to say hello. Everybody wants to talk to you about fantasy baseball. Everybody's friendly. It's just a great group. Brent Hershey and Ray Murphy from Baseball HQ run the show. It's like it's just a great experience. So long story short, and First Pitch is not a sponsor, but Michael Govier is a speaker. He's given one of the seminars there, so you could go hang out, see Michael Govier, see me, see everybody that come hang out, have a beer, do whatever, just chillax, or go to a game, and it's a lot of fun. So, and last year was one of the best experiences I've ever had, which we did a First Pitch podcast show. So it was me, Sam Wershing, and Michael Govier, and we were in the podcast room, and we did a live show. There's like a live audience, and we did a podcast show, and we did our thing, and we handed out gifts, and Sam Wershing did these awesome baseball cards. It was a really great experience. I know I'm rambling about First Pitch, and I probably need to get out of it, but I just get so excited because I just booked it the other day. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, First Pitch Arizona. I don't know if we're doing a live podcast this year because of scheduling and all the other things they got going on. I don't know if there's room for us, but yeah, we did it last year. It was a blast. Anyway, let's hit up the chat again because I see Mr. Uncle Ted has got a new name for us. Cody Clemens has been nice. So Philadelphia Philly. Yeah, Cody Clemens, he like pops up from time to time. Yeah, he's a really interesting name to know in that Jose Tena. Man, if you're looking for those sneaky snarts is what I call him, because I can't, because alliteration is hard sometimes. But yeah, he's been really good. Cody Clemens for the Philadelphia Phillies. Good call. All right, let's see. Mr. Coffee's back. What up? What up? I love you, Coffee. Not just James Coffee, but Coffee. I picked up Julio Rodriguez recently, who I dropped earlier in the year, and he seems to be playing well lately. Thoughts of him to play, whether to play? Yes, I hear you. Yep. Some of these players that have tough years, Kyle Tucker, Julio Rodriguez, Trevor Story, they all want to end on the high note. You know what I mean? So yeah, 100%, because it's a mad dash to the finish line. It's not, you're not going to get points, from people that don't play. It's all about playing time. It's all about playing time. It's about plate appearances, playing time. And if you get the players that have the most plate appearances, you're in the best chance to win. In the story. Like I've got a couple of leagues where, draft and hold leagues where I'm starting Wilyer Abreu for the Red Sox, and I don't follow the Red Sox too much. I really like that player, but looking at his game log, it's like one at bat, two at bats. I'm like, I can't do it. As much as I like the player, can't do it. I can't do one at bat, platoon stuff. I can't do it. I have to have everyday players. Have to. Non-negotiable, non-starter. This is the deal. And if it's not the deal, can't do it. You got to go. I love you, Willier Abreu. I'm talking to myself because it's Sunday, right? NFBC leagues, you got to make those moves today. So, yeah, players like that I like in 5 outfield leagues, Willier Abreu, I'm like, you got to go. If you're not playing every day, you got to go. And we all know one thing: Julio Rodriguez, Tatis, they're playing every day, barring injury. But that's a whole nother thing. So, man, we're in the stretch run, baby. Thank y'all all for being here. I am so happy and so excited that there are fellow fantasy baseball, I'm not going to say nutballs, but crazy people like me, that it's September the 8th. Yeah, September the 8th. Still looking at lineups, still who's batting every day. 1, 2, 3. Jose Tena's batting 1, 2, 3. Shout out Uncle Ted. So we're all still doing it because I want to at least be in contention for, if I'm not going to win, I want to be in third. I want to be somewhere up there. I can't let it go. I can't Queen Elsa this late in the season. I got to give it at least a shot. And congrats to all those that are in their playoffs. And if you're not in your playoffs, congrats for still hanging out because you're a baseball fan. Baseball fans are the best. That's just how I feel. Let's see. Fantasy sports. How do you rank these pitchers rest of the season? Savale, Gore, Detmers, Beta. Oh, I'm going to go Detmers number one. I'm going Reed Detmers number one. Yeah, that's right. I got a pair of 5s, and the flop is whatever. I'm all in. Somebody pushed all in. I call whatever. Here's my 5s. Can I hit a 5 on the river? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going Reed Detmers. I'm going Reed Detmers one. I believe in him. I believe in the talent. He had his first start back up was really great. I watched it. His last 3 starts in the AAA ball, they were great. He's just going. He's running well. Long story short, so I'm keeping after it. Bido is also playing well. I think his last start got skipped. I could be wrong about that, but keep your eye on Bido. I'm not sure if he's injured or not. And then Savale and then Gore. But yeah, no holds barred, unabashed, unashamed, relentless, relentless. Don't stop my Reed Detmers love. I'm going to go down on this ship. Like when Titanic, when they told the captain, like, sir, 4 of the 5 cargo bays are filling with water, and the ship's going to sink, and the captain's like, uh-huh. You don't say. Well, that's unfortunate. We're all going to die. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out Titanic. That was a great movie. Well, what up, Kate Winslet? Anyway, I digress. What does Titanic have to do with Reed Detmers? It could be a disaster. It could be a disaster, but it could be great too. You could hang out with Kate Winslet and hook up in the car. So, Reed Detmers. I'm all in on Reed Detmers. I'm all in on Reed Detmers. Yeah. All right. I miss Lawrence Butler and one of my mains by $1. Oh man. The Lawrence Butler, he's without a doubt. And I would love to hear anyone else's opinion on this if you have some other play. Not drafted in 50-round draft and whole leagues. Not drafted, undrafted. Out of 700 players, 750, whatever it is. Undrafted in 99.9% of the leagues, without a doubt, the fantasy baseball all-star. He has produced. He's like the Cedric Mullins of a couple years ago. Except Cedric Mullins was probably drafted, but shout out to Lawrence Butler for the Oakland Athletics. Like he's hit the most home runs other than Aaron Judge in the second half of the season. It's just unbelievable. And plus, he steals bases. Bats at the top of the order. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that year. Y'all remember when JD Martinez broke out just kind of out of nowhere, and he had that great last half of the season for the Detroit Tigers, and everybody's like, "Huh, what's happening here?" It's kind of that scenario. Like he hits the ball hard. He's talented. So yeah, I'm you know I'm I mean, he's not like a first rounder. I'm of course not saying anything like that. But there's a lot to like with Lawrence Butler's hitting metrics and behind the curtain stuff too. Plus, next year they're playing in I don't know San Antonio or some AAA park, batting leadoff in San Antonio. Hey, any lawyers will tell you, hey, it's all about venue. You try the case in New York versus you tried in Texas. Like it's all about venue, man. And just like baseball, like Coors Field, there's a reason why Coors Fields gets the highest over-unders every single game. It's because the air is different over there. So you're looking at 10 and a half, 10, 11, as opposed to I don't know, Tropicana Field, where you're lucky if you can see the ball with the indoor lights in your face, and you're what's happening here? So yeah, I'm all. Long story short, I'm all about Lawrence Butler next year. Him and Brent Rooker. Oh, Millie, I'm I'm getting all those guys are getting pushed up big time based on where they're playing next year, which is in a AAA ballpark. Big leaguers in a triple A ballpark. Heck yeah. Y'all remember during COVID, the Blue Jays played in Dunedin and then they played in New York because they couldn't go into Canada because of COVID restrictions or whatever, or teams, all that kind of red tape stuff. But so, who had career years? Bo Bichette. He hadn't looked good since. Vlad hit 40 bombs. I mean, it all makes a big difference. But yeah, Star, I'm with you, man. I'm all on the Lawrence Butler train. Let me get. I'm hopping on, ticket or no ticket. I'm hopping on. All right, let's see who we got. Still in the chat. What up, you wonderful people? So good to see you. Thank you, every single one of y'all, for being here. A real gopher. Oh man. I mean, are we talking like Caddyshack? Do I start Jamar Chase? I don't think so. I don't think so. The Bengals number one wide receiver, even if he plays. I mean, that whole thing. I know this isn't a fantasy football show, but you got. I would let that play out a couple weeks, because he's like not been in. I don't know. No. No. And I've got Joe Burrow in one of my leagues. But I hear you. Thank you, real gopher. Should I continue to roll with Torque or drop him for Hoskins, Seth Brown, or T. France? Whoa, that's a great question, Fantasy Sports. I'm going to continue to roll with Torque because, like I said, he's going to play every day. Hoskins, I'm not a big Reese Hoskins fan. Seth Brown, he platoons. T. France is different. I might do T. France. He's been super hot lately too. So should I continue to roll with Torque or drop him? I drop him for T. France. Squeeze as much as I like Torque, and I've got Torkelson in two of my auto new leagues. I'm squeezing that Ty France juice because he plays every day for Cincinnati Reds. So I would drop Torque for France. I really would, as much as I have, and I am a Spencer Torkelson person. I believe in him, but Ty France is on a hot streak and he hits in a better ballpark. So there you go. Star Platinum, Grant, excuse me, Grant McRae. Man, Grant McRae's been on everybody's list. That's another Uncle Ted shout out. And here's another guy that I like. Landon Knack. All right, so our friend, a longtime fan of Clayton Kershaw. He's out. He's hurt. Landon Knack. Have y'all watched Landon Knack pitch? First of all, his name's Landon Knack with a K. I really like him. He is the biggest, just oafiest looking dude you've ever seen. But he's talented, and I like Landon. Long story short, I like Landon Knack a lot. I'm putting bids in. Let's just say this because it's true. I'm putting bids in every single Fab league for Landon Knack to make spot starts. I don't, Bueller. We'll see what happens, but when you're talking about making starts for a team like the Dodgers with Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani, I'm in, and I know Teoscar Hernandez may be injured, but I'm in on it. So Uncle Ted brings up a great name, Landon Knack, and you know what? We'll get back to it, but right now is time for pitchers. Like I have Justin Steele, Gavin Stone. Oh no, Gavin Stone was having such a good year. So this week I've lost Gavin Stone, Justin Steele. So what do you do? What do I do? Well, like Uncle Ted says, here's what you do. You pick up Landon Knack, 100%. I've got waterfall bids for Landon Knack in all my leagues. Gavin Stone on the IL, Clayton Kershaw on the IL. Landon Knack will make good starts. He will. He plays on a great team. 100 reinforce what Uncle Ted is saying. Landon Knack is a sneaky good pickup to just see what happens, because Gavin Stone just kind of out of nowhere went on the IL on like Tuesday with elbow inflammation. He ain't coming back this year. So you got to let that Gavin Stone love go. Shut up, man. You've had a good year. He kind of reminds me like Brandon Pfaadt, like kind of undersized, has the stuff. 4 good starts, a terrible start. Like Brandon Pfaadt's the same way for Arizona. But at the end of the day, it's like it's like a 3.5 ERA with 10 wins. And like, what do you do? I mean, it's all good. But those times are over. Got to drop it like it's hot. That's not a dated reference whatsoever. Drop it like it's hot and pick up Landon Knack. That is great call by Uncle Ted. And another guy picking up too is Rhett Lauder for the Cincinnati Reds. Rhett Lauder is their number 1 pitching prospect. And I know it's the Reds and nobody wants a Reds pitcher. I totally get it. But Rhett Lauder has the stuff. Like he was a senior, and I want to say like Wake Forest, maybe something like that. I don't know. But he was like, he's a college pitcher. Great success, went through, like skyrocketed up the minors. Had some good games, bad games, but he's holding his own in the major leagues. So if you're like, I have to drop Justin Steele, I have to drop Gavin Stone, I have to pick up somebody that can make starts. And there's no Beto, there's no Detmers. I would put it like this: Detmers, Landon Knack, Rhett Lauder, and these are 15-team leagues, but you may have better options in 10 or 12 team, especially at this time of year. But those are the players I'm trying to target. Go see if Kyle Tucker's there. Go see if Trevor Story's out there. If you need pitching, Reed Detmers, Landon Knack, and Rhett Lauder. Let's see what everyone else thinks about that. I could be talking crazy. Oh, this is a great point. Potentially, Detmers has 2 starts this week. Yeah. Reed Detmers. Of all this time, of all the gin, I feel like Humphrey Bar, of all the gin joints in the world, she has to walk into mine. Like, yeah, man, that's Casablanca. That's how it is. Reed Detmers is walking in my gin joint. Rhett Lauder was money. Yeah, he was. He's a dude too. Like you look at him, he's got the hair, he's got the stash. Like just watching him pitch, he's going to be a thing. And here's why. This is why I think watching him pitch, and I've watched him through the years too. He doesn't care. And you're like, what do you mean he doesn't care? I'm like, he does not care. He doesn't care. Nothing phases him. He's like Corey Kluber back in the day, like machine, robot, like boom, boom. If it, here's what I'm doing. And just mental toughness, I guess, is another way to put it. Mental toughness, Rhett Lauder. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be successful. Pitching in Great American Ballpark is not ideal. I've actually been to Cincinnati opening day at that ballpark. I love it. I love it. I love downtown Cincinnati, which is weird to say, but I'm telling you, it's awesome. They got all types of stuff around the ballpark. I mean, it's Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Reds are one of the most storied teams in the league. But man, they've got all kinds of great stuff. They got a casino that's like down the road. If you're like me and you just feel the need to lose money for no good reason. But anyway, long story short, yes, Rhett Lauder. He's on my pickup list for sure. Landon Knack, Reed Detmers, Rhett Lauder. What do y'all think? Let's talk to, hey, what up, Fantasy Sports? Keep Fitz or drop him for Seth Brown, Robles, or Friedel. I would drop him for Friedel, TJ Friedel, for the now that we're talking about the Reds. Robles has been injured and sitting out. Seth Brown platoons. So I would, and you're talking about Tyler Fitzgerald, I think, for the San Francisco Giants. Yeah, man, he's other than Lawrence Butler, he's been the guy to pick up. But can't keep that up. I would take TJ Friedel for the Reds. I would drop him for Friedel. I wouldn't drop him for those other guys though. What does make Govier Brad Pitt? That's a good question. Yeah. So I think Govier is Harvey Keitel. Like he's trying to tell Thelma and Louise, like, hey, it doesn't have to be like this. You're not in Texas. Stop driving off the cliff, and we're just like, Redeemers. Yeah. Oh, you know who else was in that movie? It was directed by the Blade Runner guy, Ridley Scott. Yeah, Ridley Scott directed Thelma and Louise. Yeah, that's some. Hey, speaking of movie trivia, now that we're talking, and I guess we're coming up on an hour, but speaking of movie trivia, I watched a horror movie the other day called Long Legs. It's starring Nicolas Cage, and it's kind of I absolutely adored it. It was super freaky. Is it out in theaters? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a movie called Long Legs. I would describe it like this. It's a great movie. I hope everybody watches it. I would describe it like this, like Silence of the Lambs, Hereditary, and Seven. If you liked any of those three movies, I think you're going to like Long Legs. It's called Long Legs. Is the name of it. Nicolas Cage is in it. He's just fantastic. Anyway, so there we go. That's my no donuts today. Just a random movie recommendation. All right. Let's see what I know. We got to go. NFL's starting up, dudes. We got to go watch it. My Titans are playing at Chicago. I know everybody's all in on the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams, and they were on Hard Knocks, but I don't know. +4 Tennessee Titans at Chicago. I don't know. I'm kind of interested. We'll see. Caleb Williams is going to be great. But rookie first game? I don't know. Welcome to the league. We'll see. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Coffee. Great show. Appreciate you. As everyone, thank you so much for being here. I know it's September. I know you got other things going on. I couldn't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you all for the great questions and the all the players that were brought up today. Kyle Tucker, Trevor Story, go see if they're available. Jose Tena, if he's still available, he plays every day. And then pitchers, Reed Detmers. I swear that's the last time I'm going to say it. Landon Knack and who was the other guy? Oh man, I had three pitchers. I totally lost my thing. Oswaldo Bida. Oh, Spencer Arangetti. Look at this. Would you pitch Spencer Arangetti at home versus Oakland this week? Yes. Yes. There was a stat correction where instead of giving up like 6 earned runs, he gave up like 3, which is a big deal. Spencer Arangetti, 100%. I'm all in on Spencer Arangetti having a great start. 100%. Yep. Yeah, Mr. Coffee. Thank you for the kind words, sir. Oakland. I watched this dude Basso in Oakland was good. He like went 6 innings strong, like no earned runs. Isn't it funny? Like you have these players like Corbin Burns and all these, top notch players, and then you got a guy named Basso in Oakland who outperforms them all, just from some random dude. I love baseball, man. That's what it's all about. Basso in Oakland has White Sox, Angels. Yes, I'm in on Basso. He looked good. He's going to get a shot. I'm in on it. I'm in on it. I'm in on it. Thank you, Star Platinum. 100%. Here's a great question, TM. How do you rank these closers? Weaver, Dominguez, Holton, Kopech, and Hodge. Weaver number 1. I think you have it right here, TM. Luke Weaver is the new New York closer. New York's going to win games obviously with Soto and Judge. Like Luke Weaver's their closer, and Clay Holmes has had his thing. He's not moving forward anymore like that. Like Boone, I don't know if he came out and said it, but as my daddy always used to tell me, actions speak louder than words. Like I think Weaver's the guy, and he's having a good season. So Weaver number 1, Hodge, Dominguez. I would put Kopech last. I think he's. I don't think he's a Dodgers closer, but I want Weaver. I want Hodge, and however you want to mix it up, the rest ones. But Sir Anthony Dominguez, like I like Hoffman better. That's just me. Mike Penna, thank you. No, thank you. Have a wonderful, lovely day to all of you. Thank you so much for showing up from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely love it. I hope to see y'all next week. We're running up on noon or 1 p.m. Eastern. NFL's starting to kick up, so we'll get out of here. Let's see if there's any more play. What's up, HP hit points? Dungeons and Dragons. I hear you. My team's still standing, fighting for the 6th spot. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I hope and I wish you all the best. Here's a great comment. Thank you. The Houston start for Detmers is scary. Oh, it's scary. It's long legs with the lights on and nobody at home. But morning scary. Still scary. Like, have you seen the movie Hereditary? That's one of the scariest movies I've seen in the past like 5 years of my life. Like, I still look up in the corner of the room sometimes. I'm like, is anybody up there? If you've seen Hereditary, you'll know what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, just checking. Yeah, it's scary, but the upside of Detmers, he can strike out everybody in Houston. He really can. So I hear you. Yeah, Twins strike out a lot. Detmers has 10 Ks. I'm with you. Here's a really good point, and then we'll sign off. Star says Friedel went to the hospital. Yeah, trouble breathing. I don't know if prayers is the right word, but all thoughts to TJ Friedel. I just saw that. Yes, so TJ Friedel went to the hospital, not in the lineup. I hope he's okay. So keep your eye on that, and if you have any roster decisions, obviously that's a big deal. So thank you for bringing that up, Star. I really appreciate it, and my love of TJ Friedel runs deep. So wish the best to him. All right, everybody, it's time for NFL. I am going to sign off. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'll be here again next week, and we'll talk about players. And I want to check in with everybody to see how we're doing. And I'm going to have like my TGFBI league standings, and we can kind of go over that. Like, I like talking about other people's leagues and other people's lineups, and check where we're at. So I think that'll be the focus of the next show. Not just Fab players, we'll talk about that too, but also how everybody's doing, because at that final push, let's get in the nitty gritty and see what's up. So thank you all again for being here. I'm going to sign off. Have a great Sunday, and I will see y'all next week. Appreciate you.